If your customers are asking AI tools for recommendations, your brand's visibility inside those answers is now a core growth lever. This is the central idea behind Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, and it is where Whitebox focuses. In this review, I will explain how GEO differs from traditional SEO, what Whitebox aims to deliver, who it is for, how to evaluate pricing and ROI, what alternatives to consider, and a practical playbook to start improving your presence inside ChatGPT, Perplexity, Copilot, and Gemini. Let's start with the problem. Traditional SEO was built for a world where people typed queries into Google, scanned blue links, and clicked through to websites. Marketers measured impressions, rankings, and traffic. Today, a growing share of product and service research happens in AI assistants. People ask, what's the best project management tool for a small agency? Or compare top cybersecurity vendors for mid-market companies. Instead of 10 blue links, users get a synthesized answer that highlights 2 or 3 brands, often with short rationales and citations. If your brand is missing from that shortlist, you are invisible at the moment of decision. GEO exists to influence that shortlist. The core concepts are entities, citations, source coverage, and share of recommendations across prompts. Entities refer to how your brand, products, people, and categories are represented in knowledge graphs and structured data. Citations indicate whether trustworthy sources talk about you in ways that AI systems can ingest. Source coverage asks whether your facts appear consistently across high-signal locations like your website, Wikipedia, Wikidata, major review sites, reputable media, and technical documentation. Share of recommendations measures how often AI assistants select your brand when asked common buyer questions. Whitebox is a SaaS platform launched in 2024, based in Israel, built for marketing leaders who want control over how AI systems talk about their brands. Its promise is straightforward. Show where you show up in AI answers, explain why, and guide fixes that improve outcomes. That typically includes tracking presence in ChatGPT and Perplexity answers for defined prompts, benchmarking against competitors, mapping the citations that feed those answers, and suggesting actions that raise your likelihood of being recommended. How do AI assistants choose what to recommend? Large language models synthesize information from training data, retrieval systems, and citations. They prefer clear, consistent facts, authoritative sources, and content that is easy to summarize. They also weight reputation signals, third-party reviews, expert write-ups, reliable datasets, and structured information with schema.org markup. When there's ambiguity, missing data, or conflicting facts, the model may avoid naming you or select a competitor with a cleaner signal. That is why GEO emphasizes entity clarity and citation health, not just keyword targeting. Here is a practical Whitebox-style workflow. First, define your high-intent prompts. Think in buyer questions, not keywords. Best for, compare, alternatives to, pricing for, use cases, integrations, compliance, and ROI. Second, benchmark your share of recommendations for these prompts across ChatGPT, Perplexity, Copilot, and Gemini. Third, audit the citations that appear. Which domains are referenced? Do they mention you? Are your claims consistent across your site, documentation, and profiles? Fourth, run an entity and fact alignment pass. Standardize product names, SKUs, founders, headquarters, launch dates, pricing tiers, and integration lists. Mark up your site with organization, product, review, and FAQ schema. Fifth, expand authoritative coverage. Pursue digital PR on industry publications, contribute transparent documentation, improve third-party listings, and maintain accurate profiles on sources LLMs are known to trust. Sixth, retest prompts and measure shifts in share of recommendations and citation frequency. This loop is GEO in action. How should you think about pricing and ROI? GEO platforms target CMOs, growth leaders, and content operations teams. Pricing often reflects the value of executive-ready reporting, multi-assisted testing, competitive benchmarking, and monitoring at scale. To size ROI, estimate the revenue linked to appearing in AI recommendations for your top prompts. If you know the conversion rate from assisted discovery to demo or trial, you can approximate the value of lifting recommendation share by a few percentage points. GEO also produces secondary benefits: cleaner facts across the web, better structured data, and stronger digital PR alignment, which can also help with traditional search and analyst relations. Where does Whitebox sit among alternatives? It is complementary to traditional SEO suites like SEMrush, Ahrefs, and BrightEdge, which track rankings and backlinks. It aligns with schema and entity tools that support structured data, as well as PR and review management platforms that amplify authority. It is also adjacent to knowledge graph and brand search specialists who focus on entity identity. The difference is that GEO makes AI answer outcomes the primary metric and unifies actions that move those outcomes. Who benefits most from GEO? Brands in competitive, research-heavy categories. Software vendors, cybersecurity providers, fintech tools, B2B services, and any company where buyers ask AI to compare options. GEO is also useful for challenger brands that need to displace incumbents in top-of-funnel recommendations. If your market depends on trust, compliance, and proof points, GEO helps ensure those signals are machine-readable and present in the places AI consults. What does a 90-day GEO plan look like? In weeks 1 to 2, establish your prompt set, baseline recommendation share, and competitor roster. In weeks 3 to 6, run an entity and citation cleanup sprint. Fix factual inconsistencies, implement schema, update documentation, and secure placements on high-signal sources. In weeks 7 to 10, publish or refresh content mapped to the prompts. Concise comparison pages, transparent pricing and packaging, integration catalogs, security and compliance fact sheets, and case studies with measurable outcomes. In weeks 11 to 13, retest, analyze citation changes, and package executive insights into a recurring report with trend lines and actions. A word on measurement. Do not rely on a single assistant or a single prompt phrasing. Test variations. Best, top, leading for small business, for enterprises, by industry, by region. Rotate assistants and model versions. Watch for volatility, then aim for durable coverage across prompts and tools. Track 3 core metrics: share of recommendations, citation frequency on authoritative sources, and entity consistency score across your controlled properties and third-party profiles. Use these as North Star indicators. Finally, how to decide whether Whitebox is right for you. If you need a dedicated system to measure and move AI visibility, want a clean executive narrative around GEO performance, and prefer a workflow that connects content, PR, and technical optimization to AI outcomes, a GEO platform can accelerate your program. If your team is early in SEO maturity, you may start with foundational fixes first. Clear product naming, structured data, accurate documentation, and basic PR coverage. But as AI assistants become a primary discovery layer, the cost of waiting goes up. The bottom line is simple. People trust AI assistants to summarize markets and shortlist vendors. GEO ensures your brand is present, accurate, and competitive in those answers. Whitebox concentrates this effort into a measurable, repeatable system. If AI discovery matters to your pipeline, put GEO on your roadmap now. Baseline your presence, close the most critical gaps, and build momentum with quarterly improvements that compound over time.